Have you ever wondered what would happen if everything you believed was just one breath away from being rewritten? What if change didn't come with force, but through remembering what was already waiting? Because you're not here to be told, you're here to awaken. Now imagine, no, feel, that you're learning something not with your mind, but with your marrow, not in words but in waves, not from me but from you. Let's begin with a question that wraps itself around your spine, like warm incense. Have you ever known something so deeply that you forgot you ever learned it? Exactly. That's how this happens. So to teach, not just how, why, when, through what lens, and what rhythm. You breathe in a new belief, and it takes root. You exhale, and an old limitation lets go. And just like that, you're not the same. Because you're focused on combining all these ideas and beliefs and installing them unconsciously as a new belief system, effortlessly, naturally, inevitably. Let's say a child once believed the world was unsafe. Then they drank light in the shape of the sacred medicine. And they saw there's no separation, there's no threat, there's only reflection. Now what if you're that child remembering how to see again? Feel this now. I'm connected to universal wisdom, not a hope, not a wish, a knowing. You've already been there. You're simply decoding the memory. And isn't it strange how curiosity opens doors that logic can't even find? So here's an example. A man once feared failure, like it was a beast in the dark. But one night in ceremony, he saw his fears dissolve into a shimmering mirror. The message: there is no failure, only feedback. No monsters, only misunderstood messengers. And the moment he accepted that, his entire nervous system recoded success as play. Are you beginning to notice something shift? Now loop it, like breath, like mantra, like the pulse of the jungle. You are enough. Because enough isn't a quantity, it's an identity. It's what happens when the ego finally sits down and the soul speaks up. Now take that and weave it into how you walk, how you speak, how you think, how you are. You see, beliefs, they don't change through force. They change through familiarity, repetition, emotion, embodied truth. And this is why the deeper you go, the more you realize. You already know this. You're already growing. You are magnetic energy. You're the present moment wrapped in skin. Let's anchor that with another whisper of truth. Reality is not fixed, it's fluid, moldable, mutable. Mirrored back from your own mind. And if that's true, and it feels true, doesn't it? Then every emotional storm, every wave of doubt, it's not a wall, it's a doorway. And here's a curious thing. When you step through it, you find courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the dance you do with it. Now think of this as a pattern. Surrender, receive. Trust, transform. Release, realign. Breathe and become. Let's tread another loop. What happens when a woman realizes that her energy attracts opportunity, not her resume? When she stops seeking permission and starts becoming the source. She stops waiting, she moves. Because action creates clarity, and clarity creates power. And so this becomes true. Luck favours the emotionally free. Do you hear that in your bones? Let's install a sleight of mouth pattern. But what if I'm not ready? What if readiness isn't a condition, but a decision? Now, hold that. Let's spiral deeper. You've done ceremony in your sleep. Met your ancestors in your breath. You've chanted mantras in your silence. So what's left is just remembering. So let me ask you, how do you become the medicine? How do you embody trust so deeply that fear dissolves? How do you let surrender become your strategy? And so here comes the metaphor. Your mind is a jungle, dense, mysterious, lush with patterns. And ayahuasca is the jaguar who sees in the dark. It doesn't guide you, it reveals you. And every loop you walk with it teaches this. Healing isn't fixing. Healing is remembering what was never broken. Let's embed that. Every emotion must be processed, not suppressed. Not solved, just held, honoured, witnessed. Just like the moon never apologises for its phases. You were never meant to be linear. Because growth is infinite. Obsession creates mastery. And mystery, well, mystery is your birthright. So here's your new OS. Beliefs shape your reality. Your state shapes your experience. You are the cause. You are the mirror. You are the master key. And if you're starting to feel it already, that's because it's not being installed now. It was installed when you asked the question. So let's end, which is really a beginning. How do you feel when you become the ceremony? When you become the breath between the beats? When you become walking permission for others to remember who they are? Because now you know. You don't need to try believing these truths. You only need to notice how much of them already feel like home. And they do, don't they? So what would it be like if this was who you are now? What would change? And what, my friend, would never be the same again? Isn't that already happening? So let's let this continue on repeat, in rhythm, in revolution. And so it does, and so it is, and so you are.